Welcome learners.
In this video titled Tribes of Karnataka, Introduction to Major Tribes, together we shall be able to enumerate the important tribes living in the state of Karnataka and also describe the various facets of tribal culture and its varied exuberance.
If I am right, we shall be discussing in detail about the tribal population of Karnataka. I know that there are tribes exclusive to or inhabitants of Karnataka and also tribes classified as primitive tribal group by the government of India.
True, geographically, Karnataka occupies the center tableland of the Deccan Plateau. At times, it has been termed as an anthropological museum, where the people of different racial traits are seen. Apart from the so-called Dravidians and Indo-Aryan races, the land has notable strains of other categories too. Owing to their rich and varied cultural elements, the tribes of Karnataka have drawn the attention of numerous anthropologists. After conducting several researches on the lifestyle, culture, and tradition of these tribes of Karnataka, they have been able to throw some important points about them. In this video, we shall be emphasizing on getting a general overview about tribal life of Karnataka and also talk about few important tribes in particular.
Let's understand the demographic profile of tribals in the state of Karnataka.
Karnataka's population constitutes 7% of India's tribal population. According to 2011 census, there are 101 scheduled caste and 50 scheduled tribes in Karnataka. A vast majority of people of the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes live in rural areas. The decadal growth rate during this period of 1991 to 2001 is a high 80.8%, caused not by a spurt in fertility rates, but by the addition of several new tribes to the scheduled tribes category.
Hope we do justice in discussing the rich cultural aspects of tribals in Karnataka.
The tribes of Karnataka have built their settlements in several hilly and mountainous areas. As far as the languages are concerned, the tribes of Karnataka state converse with each other in different languages, with Kannada language being the main language. Today, these tribes of Karnataka speak in other languages like Malayalam, Hindi, etc.
Following the tradition of most of the tribes of the whole country, these tribes of Karnataka are also followers of diverse religions.
Although Hinduism is the most prevalent religion, there are only a handful of tribes of Karnataka who are adept to religions like Islam and Christianity. Several other tribal communities of Karnataka possess their distinct tradition and ethnicity. They communicate in their local dialect and they also maintain their own tradition. Some of them are also reckoned as being originated from the warrior race. Kur and Kodavas are known for their cultural and traditional distinctions among the tribal communities.
We all agree that fairs and festivals too are an integral part of the culture and tradition of the state of Karnataka?
Absolutely. The tribes of Karnataka are also known for their costumes, cultural habits, folk dances and songs, foods, and the way of celebrating different festivals and occasions. A renowned dance format of the tribal communities of Karnataka is the open air folk theatre, better known as Bayal Ata. This dance drama in general has 4 or 5 actors or actresses aided by a jester. The theme of this dance drama centers around several mythological stories. However, there are times when true life incidents are also emphasized in this dance of the tribes of Karnataka. This dance is executed at religious festivals and various social and family occasions. Generally, these festivals start at night and carry on till quite a long period of time. Other dance forms that are quite popular amongst all the tribes of Karnataka are namely Yakshagana, Doddata, etc. In case of both the dance forms, the tribes of Karnataka enact several famous stories of the great epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata. Certain norms are followed by the tribes of Karnataka while undertaking dance performances. For instance, the costumes are complicated. The makeup is loud. Facial expressions are vital and usually associated with thunderous noises and war cries.
Do you know the tribes of Karnataka? Let me share a few in the long list of the tribes of Karnataka state that includes Bidar tribe, Toda tribe, Hakipiki tribe, Jenukuruba tribe, Kadukuruba tribe, Katunayakan tribe, Kondakapu tribe, and Shola tribe are few others.
Among several tribal communities of the state of Karnataka, the Bidar tribe is worth mentioning, which is far famed by several names, namely Beda, Berad, Boya, Bendar, etc. Another tribal community of Karnataka is the Hakipiki tribe. The birth of this Hakipiki tribal community has rich history, which also establishes a relation with the famous Rana Pratap Singh. The Jenukuruba tribes have caught the attention of all the famous anthropologists of the Indian territory because of their profession, superb language, households, etc. Kadu Kuruba tribe is one of the significant tribes who have got the rich tradition of worshipping stone and also their predecessors with lots of festivity and enthusiasm. Apart from these tribal groups, the Katunayakan tribe is said to be the descendants of the Pallavas. Collection of food is one of the chief professional activities of the Katunayakan tribes, who also have got inclination to religious values and ethnicity. Kondakapu's tribe falls in the list of the scheduled tribes in the whole of the Indian subcontinent, exulting in its culture and tradition. Another important tribal group, Sholaga tribe, has a belonging to the Kannada group. Numerous members of the Sholaga tribes converse with each other in the beautiful language of Sholaga, which is also famous amongst other people in different names like Kadu Sholagar, Sholiga, Sholigar, Solaga, Soliga, Soligar, Solanayakans, Sholanayika. These are the followers of Hindu religion. Moreover, the wonderful houses, good clothes, ennobled language has drawn the attention of many people towards the tradition of this Toda tribal community. These tribes have added multiplicity in the culture and tradition of Karnataka. Historically, the tribal economy was based on subsistence agriculture and hunting and gathering. However, since the tribal people treated land as a common resource, they rarely had land titles and thus lost their lands to outsiders. When exploitation of forest resources began to take place on a significant scale, this ensured that a majority ended up as small and marginal landholders. For the purpose of getting an in-depth insight into the tribal life of Karnataka, we shall elaborate on the social and cultural lives of the main tribes of Karnataka.
In this video, we shall discuss about some of the major tribes of Karnataka, namely Toda and Jenukuruba.
Toda tribe of Karnataka is reckoned by the beautiful houses, nice costumes, and enriched language and their culture. The origin of the Toda tribal community has got a history behind it. As per the records of the anthropologists, this Toda tribal community has established their settlements and live cordially with other tribal communities like the Badaga, Kota, and Kurumba. The Todas are seen as a pastoral tribe who herd buffaloes that roam the Nilgiri hills. Their way of living is simple, with their flowing beards, long hair, fine bodies, and tall sticks in hand. They resemble the prophets of the Old Testament. The Toda tribes judge time by the opening of the evening primrose, which they call the 6 o'clock flower. As far as the languages are concerned, this Toda tribal community converse with each other in the language of the same name, that is Toda language, which belongs to the Dravidian language family with complex and intricate phonology. They are conversant with the earlier and present lingua franca of the Nilgiris, Badaga, and Tamil. The Tamil script is used by them. According to a particular school of thought, the Toda tribal community is one of the original tribal communities who had resided in the rugged provinces of the Nilgiris. Thus, for quite a long time, the Toda tribal community have led a life of complete isolation and alienation. Then, in around 1823, the contemporary administrator of Coimbatore, John Sullivan, liked the place of residence of this Toda tribal community and finally bought it from them. He also formed a town at that region which is popularly known as Udagamandalam. Thus, The rapid communication with the modern world brought about several changes in the lifestyles in this community. Areas where these Toda tribes make their dwellings are integrated under the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, a UNESCO-famed international biosphere reserve. Like most of the tribal communities of Indian subcontinent, the Toda tribal community has got huge inclination towards religion and spiritualism. This Toda tribal community worships their dairy buffaloes with lots of veneration. Besides, this Toda tribal community has a plethora of gods and goddesses. Kona Shastra is the sole religious occasion which deals with yearly sacrifice of a male buffalo calf. The society of Toda tribe is very well knit. Monogamy is an ideal norm. Child marriage is the norm. Mates are normally acquired through negotiation. Otherwise, marriage by elopement is permissible. But marriage by capture is no more practiced. Bride price is paid both in cash and kind. Residence after marriage is patrilocal. Divorce is permissible, as is the remarriage of a divorcee, widow, or a widower. The Toda women take part in agricultural operations, tend cattle, collect fuel, and fetch potable water. They participate in economic activities and observe rituals. A pregnant woman is separated from the household as it entails pollution. The Toda marriage rituals are simple. The marriage and nuptials are performed at the bride's residence. The Toda funeral rites are rather elaborate. At the time of funeral rites, buffalo sacrifice is obligatory. Ancestors are worshipped by this people. As far as the occupations of this Toda tribal community is concerned, maximum of these Toda tribes have taken up the occupations of cattle rearing and dairy farming. Most of the members have huge herd of buffaloes. This Toda tribal community sustains their livelihood from milk products. Toda tribes have also developed expertise in silver making. Although traditionally the Toda are pastoral, but of late, about a quarter of them have taken up commercial agriculture, particularly the cultivation of vegetables such as potato and cabbage. Their attitude towards formal education is positive, and thus their literacy rate is improving. Modern allopathic medicines, the Kurumba medicinal system, and other indigenous methods of healthcare are simultaneously utilized by them. Hill area development programs and other rural economic development projects are availed of, and the resultant benefits are appreciated. Wood is the domestic fuel used. Their arable lands are irrigated by lift irrigation, rainwater, and water drawn from wells. The agriculturist Toda utilizes organic manure as well as chemical fertilizers and insecticides. Midday meal schemes, facilities of the Integrated Child Development Scheme and of the public distribution system are available to them. Their attitude towards savings is not positive, and they depend on moneylenders and shopkeepers for procuring loans and credit.
We shall now highlight the important features of Jainu Kuruba. Jainu Kuruba tribes of Karnataka are original residents of the forest regions of the Western Ghats.
A Kuruba or Kurumba group who derive the name from Jain or honey, which they used to collect from the forest. They are concentrated in the Kodagu and Mysore districts of Karnataka. In the Kannada language, the term Jainu signifies honey and Kuruba stands for caste. Therefore, their name suggests that these Jainu Kuruba tribes have adapted the profession of honey gathering. Their speech, locally called Jainu Nudi, is a dialect of Kannada, one of the South Dravidian languages. They speak to others in Kannada. They use the Kannada script. The anthropologists also have traced a rich history of the origination of this Jainu Kuruba tribal community of Karnataka. According to them, after the downfall of the Pallava dynasty, several Jainu Kuruba tribes have taken refuge in different places of the southern state of Indian subcontinent. The Jainu Kuruba tribes have taken up occupations like small land employers and cultivators. Since many of these Jainu Kuruba tribes have settled down in several forest hideouts, quite naturally, these Jainu Kuruba tribes embraced the natural habitat of the forest region. Due to the elongated alienation, these Jainu Kuruba tribes have developed their own culture and ethnicity. Adult marriage among Jainu Kurubas is preferred and alliances are generally made through negotiation. The people are monogamous. Divorce can be sought by either spouse. The remarriage of widows, widowers, and male or female divorcees is permissible. Women participate in all economic activities and contribute to the family income considerably. But they are not allowed to participate in the worship of some deities. The Jainu Kuruba bury the dead and observe pollution for 12 days. Moreover, the Jainu Kuruba tribes lead a carefree lifestyle of a typical nomad, adapting to various occupations like conventional food collectors, shifting cultivators. These Jainu Kuruba tribes also carry on cultivation as a supplementary profession. Instead of plowing the field, these Jainu Kuruba tribes rub the surface with a sort of bamboo spear. Housing settlements of these Jainu Kuruba tribes too witnesses the style and excellence of the whole of the Jainu Kuruba tribal community. Most of these Jainu Kuruba tribal communities reside in some tiny houses popularly known as Hadi or Hatti. Formal education is favored for the boys and to a certain extent for the girls. There are a number of dropouts among the Jainu Kuruba students due to economic reasons. Residential schools impart primary education to the Jainu Kuruba children. These people use both traditional and modern system of medicine. Their attitude towards family planning is not very favorable. Facilities for drinking water, electricity, roads, postal services are available to them. They have been provided with houses by the government. the community has not responded positively towards the idea of saving money and continues to depend on moneylenders and shopkeepers for procuring loans.
In this video, we were able to highlight a general overview about the tribal life of Karnataka and also talk about few important tribes in particular. We shall discuss in the next video about other major tribes of Karnataka. Thank you.